Oh, and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today we're going to be playing some WRC 10. We're going to be using the Nacon Revolution 5 Pro on WRC 10. We're going to see how this amazing controller works with these rally games. So I bought this a couple days ago. $200 for this pro version. This controller is absolutely incredible so far. It has the Hall effect joysticks. So that's a magnetic. It's a magnetic technology that gives you more precision, more. It gives you more precision in your movements in your joypad. So we're going to be using this when we're steering. We're going to be holding up and we're going to be tilting left to right. As like if you've got a steering wheel and you're kind of tilting left to right. That's how I drive a lot of these games on a controller now. It makes it easier, especially with games like this that are a little bit more twitchy. Whenever you get a racing game that feels twitchy like that, when you're just going left and right, normally that is because it's got higher quality steering when you push straight up and you rotate left to right. That's going to be more for like your bike racing games. This works with everything. Pretty much, except for some of those arcade games like Need for Speed and stuff like that. Sometimes those ones aren't really tuned properly to use this method, but this one here absolutely is. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into. I love Estonia. I don't know why. I love doing this course backwards. So I make a lot of videos with this course. This one here is an easy one, an easier one to get to learn. So this is probably one that you should start learning how to use this joystick method. But we're going to go ahead and go with this controller. Now this controller has little rings that you can stick on your joysticks to intensify or to kind of limit the rotation a little bit. I've found that with racing games, it doesn't work as good as I had hoped it would. It kind of cuts off your movement a little bit. So the best time to use that is probably the next step up from standard in track racing games, but it doesn't do you a whole lot of good in rally games. So we're just going to go ahead and leave that off. We're going to run this clear. We're doing the WRC car. Of course, we're going to be in the Ford Fiesta. So let's go ahead and jump into this track and check this out. We are running this on the 7900 XT from AMD. So yeah, this should be interesting, man. I hope you guys appreciate this video and let's get this going. I love this controller. What can I say? It's freaking awesome. It gives you the best of both worlds. It gives you the joystick up here, makes it easier to steer, makes it easier for shooting games. Definitely a step up from the from the standard PlayStation controller. But as you know, I've got the PlayStation DualSense Edge, which is also a phenomenal controller. There's just specific reasons for DualSense versus the Xbox type layout for your controller. Excuse me. I usually use this for racing and shooting games, or I'll use this for, like open world exploring games or stuff like Demon Souls. So let's go ahead and get into this race. So we're holding just straight up on the joystick. I just got done playing some EA. Ooh boy, going a little bit fast for that. Didn't hit the brakes in time. But I just got done playing some EA Sports WRC, and man, these Kiloton games are freaking phenomenal, man. I'm trying very hard to get into that EA stuff, man, but I just can't do it. Talking is a little bit harder for me to concentrate, especially on a controller, man. I'm so used to playing these games on a wheel setup now, on my Fanatec DD Pro or the Camus setups, but this right here, playing this on a controller is a little bit ooh boy, is a little bit hard at first, but as you can see, like holding the joystick up, you've got a lot better finer control over this, especially with the Hall effect joysticks. It really does help with precision way more than you would expect out of this. You're not using the your standard potentiometer setup, which is more of a, like a resistance based thing. Now you're using magnetics, so it's like on point. It's almost near perfect, to be completely honest with you, in terms of of how it feels and stuff like that. I choose this track when I'm going to be talking in a video, just because of the fact that I've driven this so many times that I know the layout pretty well, so it's a lot easier. As you can see, like it's not like a super hard track or anything. But I mean, as you notice, like with this method of steering and using this controller, you've got some pretty dang good control over your motion on your car. And this here will help you properly learn how to steer, counter steer, corrective steer, all of that stuff. And you're literally just rotating the controller from left to right in small increments, actually, just depending on which way you're going to steer. It's pretty easy, man. It feels pretty nice. This controller just has regular rumble. So if you do buy this and you are going to use it on your PlayStation 5, just know that you're not going to have the you're not going to have any rumble. You're not going to have the adaptive triggers. There is no rumble in the triggers. That's actually got me considering picking up the Revolution X Pro for the Xbox, to see if that one there will have the trigger motors in there as well. If they're omitted from there, I probably won't buy that controller. Seeing as that is probably the only reason that I would like to have that. I do like having a little bit of rumble in your triggers when you're accelerating and you're or when you're braking. But one controller that's very good for that is the GameSir G7 SE. I love that controller. You can actually map that one to where when you as you hold down the throttle pedal, it will rumble, and it will start rumbling even faster, and then you can get like your rumble and your brakes and stuff. For me, I like that feeling. I like that feedback from the triggers. I absolutely like that, especially for racing games. I know there's a lot of people out there that really like to still play racing games. I didn't really start sim racing on a cockpit and wheel and all of that stuff until mid last generation. I actually bought my first wheel setup when Gran Turismo Sport came out, and I liked that. I thought it was great. I still like it. I feel like that game feels a lot better on a belt-driven wheel, but when you move up to direct drive, it really does start to complicate racing games pretty drastically, to be completely honest with you. It's got a one-to-one feeling, and depending on how good the not haptic feedback, but how good the force feedback is, that's really going to determine how good the overall experience is going to be. And with this controller, man, oh my gosh, this is incredible. I love the Hall effect. If you do need a cheaper option, I 100% recommend the GameSir G7 SE. It was very awesome that GameSir would send that out to me. Nacon doesn't like me at all, so they're not sending me none of their products, but it would be nice. I play a lot of Nacon games. I play all of their TT Isle of Mans, all of their rally games, every single one of them, and then also, you know, their overpass games and stuff like that. And just like RoboCop, everything. Like, I buy a lot of Nacon games. They are one of my favorite developers out there. I do play a lot of their stuff, so I figured, you know, I buy a lot of their games. Let's go ahead and give their controller a try. If this didn't have Hall effect, I wouldn't have bought it. To be completely honest with you, $200 for a controller is just a bit much, but this has got so many freaking good features on it that it actually makes it worth picking up. You can run this Bluetooth. You can run this wireless. It does have about a 10-hour battery in it. And then you also can run it with the provided 10-foot braided cable. Very nice, very nice. I always run my controllers through a cable anyways. Seeing as, like, look how close I sit to my my setup. Ooh, man, I went right out through there. That screen tearing is a little bit weird. Especially because we're running like such high frame rate. I don't have VSync enabled, so I should have probably enabled it for this one. Yeah, this controller does a very, very good job. Definitely better than what I would normally use is just like my standard Xbox controller to do stuff like this. But this feels a lot more precise for real. So let this be like your training video for playing WRC on a controller with the Nacon Revolution 5. This thing is awesome, man. I do like this controller. It feels so good in your hands too. Like the rubber grips on here feel freaking awesome. And seeing as they come off so that you can actually add different weights to the joypad, if the rubber starts peeling off, you might actually be able to order like replacements for it. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how dedicated Nacon is to providing stuff for their controllers. But you will be getting a long-term review out of this controller from me, just as you'll be getting one out of the DualSense Edge. I just wanted to play around with that. I've had that almost a year now, so probably going to do a 1-year update on it. I've had a lot of time to play on that. Oh boy, got about 300 hours of PlayStation experience last year. So that was all on that controller. So very, very nice. Boom, there we go. So yeah, this is awesome for this game. The Nacon Revolution. Oh, let me get this over here a little bit. The Nacon Revolution Pro. Nacon Revolution 5 Pro. This controller is absolutely incredible. It feels great. As you can see, like the steering on this is pretty dang good. It feels very nice to play this. Like absolutely incredible. This feels so good in your hands. And the like, oh yeah, this controller is awesome. So, all right, my friends, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you found this if you found this educational, please pass it on. Please share this video. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.